Welcome to our last episode here from China. As you can see, I'm still quite hungover after yesterday's shenanigans, but we have to keep on moving. Today we are taking the high-speed train to Chengdu, going for some modern high life. And I couldn't help myself, so I booked us into the America Hotel. Decent as most other hotels I've been to here in China. Smoking indoors as most other hotels here in China. As you can see, there's an ashtray on the table when you come inside. And today we have gone to Chengdu. It's actually the only city in China that still kept its name for over 2,000 years. And it's the place for hot pot and high tech. It's not like high tech like Shenzhen, but they definitely live in the future here. The streets of Chengdu, just walking, getting some street food, seeing the vibe. As you can see, there's like Apple stores, Huawei stores, Dior, Omega, everything in the center. But one of the reasons I actually went to Chengdu was I was told that it's one of the places that actually do have kind of a street art and graffiti scene in the U37 compound, as you will see a little later. This is, of course, the bougie part of town. And then I was quite amazed by this jumbo billboard that was in like 3D. So it looked like the panda was coming out of the screen. And McDonald's seemed to go with the panda team as well. Outside of Chengdu, there's actually wild pandas. But we finally reached the U37. As you can see, it's kind of one of the places that's kept its charm and not only going for the high rises, lots of stickers and everything. And then I find the street art shop in a couple of minutes. They had an insane selection of cans, domestic and foreign brands. So we had to go and try and have a little fun. And one painting, I also saw these jugs that is used to make baijiu out of sorghum. So obviously some of the locals actually make it at home as well. Finally found some proper snooker tables. One of the employees decided to play with me, so it was fun. He wasn't the best though. And like on all of the footwalk bridges, you had these bicycle paths, and literally all of the takeaway drivers would use them with their scooters, sometimes get into arguments with the other scooters that wanting to go down. Quite sketchy, but it's one of the ways the city goes around, I guess. And as you see, he's having quite an issue to get up there. It's not made for that bike originally. Decided to test some oysters and a couple of other street art dishes, and then go hit the sack. But first I saw so in one of the barber shops that were open 24/7, they had a pool table, and everywhere in the world you have homeless people. I was just a little amazed about them being allowed to be in the bougie part, but that's actually quite nice in China. The cigarettes, however, I could not get used to, so I kept on trying new brands. Chengdu was not a city for me. They confiscated the spray cans when I wanted to go on the train, because in China it's like going on a plane. I decided to get my ass closer to the border, so now it's time to go to Kunming. And in Kunming, it was much more of a laid back vibe. So I really enjoyed that city and kept staying a couple of extra days. This is the view from the hotel room. A little pick me up before we go out and get some food. All of the streets I saw in Kunming were a little more grimy than in cities like Xi'an or Chengdu, and that's probably because there's way less tourists. But I actually enjoyed that part of it because it does feel a little more authentic, and also the prices. The prices were unbeatable, so cheap. Kunming is the tea capital of the world and of China. It has the world's largest tea markets, and I actually picked up an interest for tea while being there and ended up buying way too much. But hey, some people might consider it an investment. Honestly, these chicken legs were just amazing. I bought them several days.
watch, would you leave it? Want to run it right back? It's a Tag Heuer. Apparently, the serial number relates to Dubai. I don't know if that means anything to you. I hope it does.
I think I bought it in Dubai airport.
Oh, there you go. That's corroboration.
Don't
in it though about 5 years ago. I don't collect anything anymore. In fact, selling most of my memorabilia.
Because you had my spitting image puppet as well.
I did. You got it back, haven't you?
I've got it back now, yeah.
I don't know how you managed that, 'cause I sold it to geese in Cambridge. It's surreptitious. See, nothing changes.
And since we're soon leaving China, I wanted to get in my fair share of duck while still being here and having the... The world's largest tea market. Here I am. This is Kunming's tea market. Honestly, it's a maze of warehouses and tiny shops. It's where Yunnan's famous teas are traded before they go global. So you have the pu'ers and all of this, as I will show you. Honestly, inside every corridor, it's lined with sacks, boxes, walls of compressed tea, cakes, loose tea, tea resins. As you see, different styles of cakes, different styles of transportation. It's honestly a little overwhelming. And it's shop up on shop up on shop. So you have everything here from raw and ripe pu'er, Yunnan black tea, delicate green teas, whole shelves of teapots and gaiwans. You got the oolongs. It's honestly too much to recount. So I just ended up walking around in amazement for most of the time. And then, of course, trying to taste a little. A tip, because this is a market mostly for like wholesalers. It's not really that many people just buying a tiny piece, and usually not too many foreigners. So definitely do haggle. I would never start less than half of the asking price, to be honest. I did end up buying a couple of kilos of tea while here because the prices were unmatched, and to start to build some relationships with a couple of the vendors. As you see, it's just like ancient tea trees. It's everything you could ever imagine. So I would suggest that you either bring cash or you have to have Alipay or WePay. But honestly, like with cash, a couple of them really will go down further in price. And like Kunming is in the center of Yunnan, so for centuries everybody would bring the tea that's produced around here, and that's where most of the tea in the world is produced, and get them to the market to be able to sell. I'm just going to give you a little time to just enjoy the maze and overwhelming indeed. So as you can see, I ended up buying quite a bit of tea. I also had a couple of more cakes. So if any of either my friends or followers wants a little tea or want to try, holla at your boy. I can probably provide. Last game of pool in Kunming before we go to the train tomorrow morning for a long third class train to the border town. As you can see, the third class, I was hoping for a dining cart. There was no dining cart on this train, even if it was like, I think, a 6-hour train or so. But the people were really cool and nice. So that's what I enjoy, as I stated earlier, by taking the third class old school style train, is you actually get to connect and vibe with the locals. And they do have hot water, as they do on all Chinese trains, so no problem to make a cup of noodles on the way. So, I got a love hotel.
Det er så jævlig vanskelig, skjønner dere. Nabohotellet, ikke noe problem. Koster så å si det samme. De forsto frustrasjonen min med... Ja, dere vet hva dere så.
Thankfully, it wasn't too far to another hotel. They managed to check me in, and I had no other issues there.
Det her derimot, helt strålende, OK, billig budsjetthotell. Det er rent, det er pent, det er ingen kondomer. Virker loven.
One of the things I really noticed, though, is on the Chinese side, as you see here, there's barbed wire all along the river bankment. While on the Vietnamese side, there's no barbed wire. So that kind of tells you a thing or two about who wants to go where, I would say. One thing I definitely will not miss in China is the way people both spit and gargle in public. And at this point, after being 3.5 weeks, almost 4 weeks in China, honestly, I'm a little tired of it. Can't wait to go to Vietnam and to hopefully meet some people that speak English. It's been a little isolating being a place where so few people do speak English.
Gjør Hello, good day. Ja, det er en grensekrysning da. Tid å komme seg over til Viet. Dette blir bra.
Thanks for watching. If you liked it, subscribe. See you next week.